All right, my beautiful friends, here we are. It's Monday, April 13th, 2020, and there's a lot of stuff going on here right now. Let's talk about these markets and what is about to happen. So we found out over the weekend, right before stock futures were going to trade yesterday, historic deal with crude oil. Oh yeah, look at the president's Twitter feed praising Vladimir Putin, praising Saudi Arabia, and all of a sudden, crude oil plunged. You can't make this stuff up if you even tried to do it. Then all of a sudden, it got bid higher. Crude oil was all over the place last night. Historic deal. And right now, crude oil is flat. It's doing nothing. How many of you recall this guy telling you this would be a big, fat, ugly zero? It is going to be a big, fat, ugly zero. I can't believe the President of the United States was unable to see that this historic deal would be a big, fat, ugly zero. There's no demand here. We have an economy in lockdown. And even if it ever gets revived again, because they keep putting off the date, we're not going to get back to where we were for quite a long time. So, Mr. President, if you happen to be watching this video, I tell you what I'll do. Since you have no idea how to work this market other than rig it via the Federal Reserve, if you want to learn the markets, why don't you give me a call and I'll teach them to you for free. It's incredible. Really, honestly. All right, let's talk about a few other things here. So crude oil is flat. It's doing nothing right now. No surprise, but let's see what they manage here. I would be willing to bet they are going to put a lot of effort to try, at least, to prop crude up. You know why. Energy sector dependent on crude oil. Financial sector dependent on crude oil, and we got to make those OPEC nations richer. We just got to, we ask the president. It's all about the petrodollar. He knows it. Okay, stock futures after this announcement of this historic deal, can't make it up. We were down 400 points with regarding to Dow futures as crude fell off of a cliff. Right now, stock futures are pointing towards a slightly lower open. Futures made a pretty big turnaround, so you can see it already. They're getting ready to prop up stocks. You know how this is working now. The Fed is buying everything. There is not one aspect of the debt market that they are not buying. Not one. They're even buying foreign debt. Foreign debt. And they're assisting central banks around the world in repo scams. You can't make that up either, but it's really happening. The Wall Street banks are buying the stock market. They're about to get a large influx of capital. I'm not sure when this is. It might even be this week, so you can put this together in your head. Watch the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield is key in this environment for my lions out here. If the 10-year yield drops, stocks are going to follow, but the banks are going to buy up the market. But in my view, they're going to have a hard time keeping it there unless the 10-year yield goes up. They got to prop crude oil higher. They got to prop it up. If they fail to prop crude higher by a false flag event, which is probably coming, and the 10-year yield moving up, the stock market's not going anywhere. It's probably going lower. But if they can manage to prop crude up and they can push the 10-year yield up, with Wall Street about to get a lot of cash directly from the Fed, well, stocks will go up. It's very, very simple to understand these concepts. Let's move on to a few other assets. Gold is under pressure right now. Silver is under pressure right now. Okay, let them play their game. All well and good. We're going to play ours. Period. The end. Debt has gone parabolic. So you want to be in an anti-debt unit. Let's move forward to anti-debt units. Cryptocurrencies. I tweeted, I might have even spoken about it on this blog. I'm not sure. Cryptocurrencies here are consolidating in my view. So what does that mean? We can expect some volatility here, but I believe this is a setup for a move higher, and it could be substantial for all the big cryptocurrencies across the board. My target for Bitcoin remains 10,000, and I think it's coming sooner than later. So in summary here, real quick, historic oil deal, praising Putin, praising Saudi Arabia. Yeah, POTUS, MAGA. That's how we make America great again, by praising Vladimir Putin and Saudi Arabia. Can't believe that, but that's the environment we are in. You can't make it up. You don't believe me? For you butthurt people, well, go look at the president's Twitter feed. Okay, there you go. So yeah, crude oil isn't doing much right now. It's about flat. Stock futures pointing towards a slightly lower open. Keep your eye on that 10-year yield. It's huge. It's huge in this environment. And let's see what they pull off. That's all I have to say. Let's see what they pull off moving forward in this absolutely 1 billion, no, trillion% rigged and fake environment. The distortions between our economy, which is frozen in time. We are dead. We're dead in the water. And the stock market are going to get worse. Much, much worse. Again, this is a new paradigm, a new government philosophy, the new America, National Socialism, period. We lose. You got it? Very sad. Very sad. But, again, they're going to play their game. We're going to play ours. With regard to the game, there is no way I'm letting a single one of you lose here. Ain't happening. Not on my watch. I've promised you that for years. Ain't happening now. Love you a lot. Please share the video. See you at the end of the day.